We kicked out two shitty Republicans.
What's up, everybody?
EBD.
I'm not gonna say it.
No.
Are we in EBDB now?
Well, we're not live anymore.
We are.
Okay.
We are very live.
We are very live.
Why are we EBD?
Women's accessories,
Was I the only one that said it?
Yes.
said it?
Okay, I didn't hear you then.
We're back. It's Sunday. Apparently there's a sports ball game going on, though.
What's a sport?
I don't know.
What are balls?
Apparently we can't talk about it on stuff on other media platforms. They're like,
You can't?
No, you can talk of the event. You just can't use the trademark name of the event or describe what is currently happening at the event. For those are things that you need written permission from the NFL.
there you.
Hey,
Oh, no. We don't know that organization here. We are not affiliated.
Guys,
No.
I
Sports
thought
ball
it
is
was
going
the
on.
thing- I thought it was about the bird thing, like the superb owl.
Yeah, something
you know what
like
is
that.
going on right now? The puppy bowl.
The Puppy Bowl
The
is
Kim-
going on.
The
Oh,
Kim
no.
Bowl happened earlier and it was really good.
Was it? Excellent. Okay.
You know what? It would be better if it wasn't fucking puppies, because goddamn dogs and puppies suck, okay?
Well, hey, you
Kim
know
Bowl.
what?
Pets are the way to
Okay.
go.
Okay.
If you're
Seth, we
not
get it.
watching the Puppy Bowl, you should be here watching us play D&D. Right?
Yeah.
And
Right?
hopefully, if you hear this already, you're already our favorite.
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
You
one
know what?
viewer of you.
Cheers to you, viewer.
Cheers.
An empty shot glass
Cheers.
That works.
Time. Is that the thing?
from Austria. that
Ooh, that's
Agua.
dangerous.
That's some fresh agua. So
I'm hydrating, guys.
we're back. And we're playing the D&Ds. Do we have? Oh,
That sound.
I actually have announcements this week.
Announcement?
Yeah, announcement. We have things to announce.
What?
Merch?
Yeah, no merch. Not yet.
Yeah, no.
Maybe in the future. Who knows?
Sponsored?
No. But
VPN?
however, we do have a YouTube channel now. The Full Weasel YouTube channel has gone live. It has the first 3 episodes of Full Weasel D&D. So you can follow these crazy fools as I guide them through the world of Arun. And, catch up and then come back here and watch us live every other Sunday.
Yeah.
I think we're going to probably keep this schedule for a while because it seems to work a little better for everyone later in the day. So 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, and then whatever it is for in between.
That'd be
4
4 for Eastern and 5 for Central.
No, 4 for Mountain.
Yes. Yeah. Not
Yes,
Eastern.
4 for Mountain. Yeah, 4 for Mountain, 5 for Central. And so, and then we also have our Discord. I just converted my personal channel or Twitch Discord into our Full Weasel community Discord. So if you
in the long run, that would just be easier for all of us to manage.
yeah, so it's just nice. You can come over there, yell at us.
Especially since we're all effectively moderators rather than giving us like seven
right?
Discord servers plus like any other servers that some of us might moderate.
Right. So it's easier. So you can come yell at us, tell us how we suck, and then we'll ban you. That's just how it goes.
Unless it's towards shock, we won't ban you then.
And no, unless it's towards 7 and saying that Canada's not a real country. At which point, we'll just agree with you and move
Canada's
on.
an
I'm
EBDB.
I'm not the
It's
only
have
Canadian
Canada.
here.
Sav, Canada's not a real country.
See? Look.
Fuck yourself.
Canada's an
fine.
EBDB, y'all.
Yeah, Canada's an EBDB.
Well, he is correct. You are not the only Canadian here. However, you are the only Canadian living
In Canada.
in this country that supposedly exists that I've never heard of.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either. It's weird.
I'm sorry that you guys are jealous that I'm probably the warmest fucking place here.
Says the man bundled up in a vest and a beanie.
I
look
got
like you're
dressed
gonna-
up for the occasion. We're going out on the sea. I'm going fishing.
You look
Let's
like
do this shit.
you look like you're wearing camo for beige-colored snow.
Listen, don't hate it.
You look like you're trying to.
No.
He's trying to.
Okay,
trying to
question,
blend into a
is the
latte.
beard part of it, or
Honestly, say never had a latte before in my life.
Hold on. Hold on. I think I found out what it is better. I think Seb got so excited he went and bought a My First fishing
Outfit.
bundle.
From like Fisher Price.
There it is.
Steph, I would have really liked to see how fly your drip looked before you got doused in mud.
And man, Cobble, how would somebody find the links to all these wonderful new places that we have?
Our amazing Nightbot.
Hey, we have
Yeah.
Nightbot.
It's ! YouTube, ! Twitter, and Discord.
Yeah.
And then we also have our
don't
uptime, and
think
it should be working.
Hopefully Twitter,
Didn't test it before
we didn't test
quote-unquote
it, but
moved into production.
listen, it
Doesn't
should
seem
work.
to be working.
Oh no. Well,
It's working.
you know what? Let's just ixnay that last part. It'll work eventually.
Is Nightbot? Here's the problem: is Nightbot currently in the channel?
It should be.
Yes.
I don't see it.
It doesn't. It doesn't always show up in viewer list.
Uh-oh.
No.
Have we
I
modded it?
understand you wanted to.
Oh,
Well,
Nightbot's
it,
easy.
it helps if I have it join the channel.
Yeah.
God.
Hey, you know what? It's there now. Try it.
Now, Seven, I understand that we said we were going out on the open ocean, but not all water is as brown as Vancouver Bay. So
Damn.
almost-
Hey, there it is.
That's very fair. That's very.
Look at that.
Come on.
Wait.
Where's
Sev,
where's
I'm
the
surprised
emote?
how flexible that wood is.
Oh man.
Run that by me again.
What's up?
All right.
We've gone over this the other night.
What's up?
Look, there's no need to keep commenting about my wood.
Hey.
I know how much you love it.
There it is.
Dabs all around.
Poggers.
PogChamp.
Pogfish?
So all this week we've determined that Haru just wants somebody to say, "You are my little
Shut the
PogChamp."
fuck up. I hate
Oh, I love it. So yeah,
I don't like this anymore, guys.
Listen, buddy, you brought this on yourself.
oh, it's great.
This is what I get for making fun of my coworker.
I'm sorry.
Damn right.
Haru, once we see the Tinder, we've got to light it, okay?
Yeah.
I have not touched Tinder with a 9-foot pole in like 3 years.
You say when we see the tender we have to light it, or the tinder?
Tinder.
Tinder.
Yeah.
It's like a joke.
I
Haru
know.
really wants to light
Sounded
the match.
bad.
Tender.
Is it because Haru no longer needs Tinder?
Because he has the match.
Burn.
Is that Duo in the chat?
It is Duo in the chat.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Is that Bob Ross?
you know what this episode is sponsored by?
Penis.
Do you know the anime podcast? Setsu.
Yeah.
Is that a
Dab,
thing?
dab.
Did we put out a new episode today?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
This was the My Hero Part 2 with,
Yeah.
what was it, 7 frickin' people inside that
We
one?
had
Oh,
I think it was
shit.
8. Maybe 8.
No, it was 7.
It was 7 people.
can't count
And
them.
on top of that, a very notorious phrase might have made it past editing. Thanks to one gracious Duo achievement. Don't kill me.
Excellent.
back, yo.
And just
Yeah.
that next episode that's coming along, it's all about party crashing.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Now, I think that's it. Is there anything any announcements y'all want to make? I don't know. Having a good day, having a bad day, having
I have food.
a
It sucks working in a deli on
I'm going to
on
turn
the
my camera off here soon.
on the day of the Poppy Bowl.
Speaking of the podcast,
I'm getting married.
Yeah, you wish.
little teaser for next episode. We might be talking about the anime awards
Oh.
What? That's crazy.
Those exist.
and giving our predictions on who will win.
Wow.
Ooh.
How
And
many
who's gonna crash
predictions?
the party?
And me and Jet definitely did not go off on Sword Art for like 10 minutes straight.
We
Yo,
did. Spoiler
how many
alert.
How many full Weasel nominations did Kaguya got?
None.
Damn, I knew it.
Fuck that show.
Haru, wouldn't you know?
Not
that?
literally Haru.
The
up?
only good character on that show is Chica. So I mean, opinions.
People fucking sleeping
To
on
be honest.
Tsubame.
The only thing that should be winning any awards is Girls in Panzer.
It's
and,
never
Oh.
get an award, never be nominated.
and now we
Rabbit
can
Eye, yeah.
kick 7 off the campaign. You know, it's nice knowing
Everybody.
Atlas.
Bye.
You know.
It's wild.
Damn,
It's
I can't
wild that we
I
don't have
can't
any
believe
barbarians now.
I can't believe that Voltak got miraculously resurrected.
No,
So-
there's
Like
just,
meeting
now
truth.
there's just no barbarians.
Without anything else, I think we're good, and we can move on into today's
Yeah.
Actually playing.
session. Yeah, actually playing
Do it.
some Dungeons and Dragons.
Our tweet might have said Eastern time. It actually meant Central.
Listen. I don't know how to math.
That's okay.
We're
What
great
is
at
time
staying
but a
on time.
concept?
It's
So-
February, so naturally we have 3 fires in the city right now. So you know.
Oh, lovely.
Hell yeah. Last episode in session, we had 2 of our members of the party hang back in the town of Aragona as the rest of the party departed to deal with some myconids. Large mushroom creatures that were bothering some local farmers. They swiftly dealt with the initial batch, and Atlas had a really, really bad trip at the hands of one of them. Voltak had a small brush with small lack of hit points. Didn't die, but you know,
It's getting close to knocking on
Got-
that door.
got a little too close for comfort, and Aralista freaked the fuck out about necromancy.
Let's also
Came out
not,
with all hit points though, so hey.
Yeah,
let's also not forget this was the return of the Titty Lightning.
and yes, it was the return of Titty Lightning.
Can we just?
They swiftly dealt with the myconid problem and made your way back to Aragona, where the noble that Jack had told you about earlier had just arrived. Sir Clyde Freyson, who was on a diplomatic mission to Artenborough from, I think it's Cloudbarrow? Yeah. From Cloudbarrow. And y'all arrived just as they were unpacking. So, I believe y'all were at the tavern, the Stalwart Aegis, last we left off. Except you.
Was I
We
still?
were in the town, and then
Eh,
I was about to say, or
except-
was I going over?
No,
town?
so
yeah. those
uh,
were busy.
Voltak had gone to the Church of the Silver
To see
Flame
about- to see
to-
about my nose
to
and
confront Hjolmir, and
I
the
believe he ended after Callum, myself, and Atlas walked out.
yes,
Yeah.
walked out of the tavern to go see Jack, who is readying the oh god, what is this? Indigo Canary for departure to Cloudbarrow.
To Cloudbarrow?
To Cloudbarrow.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to Cloudbarrow.
Okay, so just real quick, I want to make sure I have this right. Going to Cloudbarrow, pick up Prissy Boy, take him somewhere.
No, you are in Aragona. Prissy Boy is in Aragona.
Cool.
You are taking him back to Cloudbarrow.
Cool.
Oh, can't wait
Yes,
to
it
deal
is
with the
Cloudbarrow.
Crafty little lord.
So, we'll start with Voltac and Yalmir.
Rest in peace, Yalmir.
Where my pen went?
So, it's around the same time it is now, around like 6, 7 p.m. in the evening. And Voltac, you are unhappy. You've had a tumultuous day and a half with a near-death experience, and you want some answers from Yolmir. So you rush up to the Temple of the Silver Flame, and what do you do?
Well, I attempt to. Well, I'm gonna open the doors and go in and immediately start looking for Yomi. Well, one, to find somebody to see what they can do, because I remember you said my nose is a bit askew.
It's a bit crooked, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to go get that taken care of first, and then while dealing with that, learn of Yomir's whereabouts inside,
Okay.
and have a discussion.
Yeah. So you walk up and one of the what are the name? Nuns. One of the clerics, let's call them that because I hate the word nun. That it's just weird. One of the clerics addresses you. Hi, can we help you?
I was hoping you could do something about, and then kind of like point towards.
It's this like kind of up there. I'd say late 60s, almost 70s. Lady, human, dressed in typical
Yeah.
just normal cleric garb.
Right.
Nothing fancy, but you do see a chain around her neck with a literal silver fire symbol chained onto it. And she kind of reaches up, turns your head to the side, back and forth a couple times to get a good view. It's like, we can have that patched up in no time. It'd be about 5 silver.
Easy. And then I'm like, I changed my mind. Gladly. And I like do like a little bow of thanks, and then go into my coinage and
Excellent.
move
Just
the 5 silver.
the donation tray there works perfectly fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So I put it in there.
And she takes you into a side room where they have some dressing and the necessary materials for the spell to fix your slightly askew nose. Yolmir.
And then,
You have been at the Temple of the Silver Flame for the past day and a half. Praying a little bit, and contemplating. You haven't found many clues as to where your mentor has gone. It's been quite a bit since you've left the dwarven fortress of Gunnergoon, and it unsettled you that you've come so far, yet haven't made any progress, and it started to shake your faith a little bit. Not in the silver flame, just in yourself. That maybe you weren't cut out to do this. But over the time that you've spent here, the head cleric has talked to you and spent a large amount of time just kind of trying to rebuild your confidence in yourself. It's the world is vast, and people leave for various reasons. And he has reassured you that you will find your mentor again one day. It may not be soon, but he knows that, as with all things, it will come with time. And you come out of a side corridor as you see Voltac being led in to a side door, holding their nose a bit, as they're escorted by a fellow cleric. What do you wish to do?
I'm assuming I was aware of their plan to go handle the Myconids.
Yes, you were aware.
Okay, so I do have it on my notes. But...
Yes, you were aware. You just did not join them.
Okay. I'll walk up to Voltac and ask, is everything okay? Did everything go fine? Are you okay? It looks a little.
You see Voltac kind of. You see like some of the muscles of Voltac's face like visibly like twitch and just go, "Oh, it went great." You know, Atlas stoned off his mind. Pretty sure all he saw were colors. I almost died. Pretty sure, yeah, let's just say the nose wasn't the only thing. Yeah, so, I've got some things to say. Mr. Healer. Kind of like starts like flexing a little bit, like stretching the arms out.
Makes you visibly nervous.
Well, want to keep in mind that my only goal here isn't to just be your healer. I have my own agenda to take care of too. But
if by chance happen to have the potions.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Dude.
That was like the big part of last session, is that you had the
They're
potions.
not in my inventory.
Oh, that means Callum has them.
They're in the fucking cart. None of us have them. They're sitting in the fucking cart.
Yeah, I don't have the potions.
So nobody had the potions.
All right.
Y'all
In the
are
back of
idiots.
my book, in the back of my book, I'm taking care of.
Like
In the back of my book, I'm
party
taking
inventory.
care of cart inventory, and eventually when we get like a bag of holding or something smaller of the sort,
See,
I will.
I wouldn't worry about cart inventory anymore, considering we're about to lose the cart.
Just put it
Yeah.
in your
Party
inventory.
inventory.
Just put it in your inventory. Doc.
That's the one thing I desperately want in D&D Beyond is the ability to section your inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw two. What are they? Lesser.
I'll agree with that.
Feeling?
Couple, why is under Ylmir's enemies the Straits?
No. The Straits TM. Hold on.
I'll just fight the Straits.
Please check my personality traits under description.
Oh God.
I bet they are definitely aren't personality straits.
Personality traits.
Oh shit.
Jet, just 2 normal potions of healing.
Yeah.
2 potions of minor healing. Yes,
Minor
I see.
Okay. So here's the thing. There's no minor healing potion.
I
No,
believe
it's just the base.
Lesser.
Yeah. Is it lesser?
It's base, greater, superior.
Yeah.
base.
That sounds right.
It's the base.
Alright, I'm adding 2.
No. Level 3, we just have a couple superior
Yeah,
healing potions
no.
worth a couple thousand gold.
That's what 1d4 plus 2.
It's 1d4 plus 2.
That's
That'd be 2d4 plus 2.
what.
Hang on, I'm looking. 2d4 plus 2 hit points. Drink
Yeah.
your next drink potion takes an action.
2, 3, and 4, and you
Yeah,
add the number of
yeah,
dice.
yeah.
Or maybe 2, 4, and 8, or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, it is 2d4 plus 2 for our common healing potion.
Yep, alright, I got it.
So yeah,
Oh, I
that
can steal that.
that is what you have 2 of them.
Yes, I do.
All right, they are in your inventory. You are responsible for them. Make sure you remember that next time. So Voltac, any words?
Now that we've metagamed the shit out of where the fuck the potions are.
Well,
We come in, where are the potions?
listen, the metagaming pigeon doesn't have anything to do with this.
Ooh. I can't like make a cooing noise.
So
that.
moving to the side.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
turn my camera back on. Moving to the side very quickly. I'm like emptying the cart, making sure we have everything. I lift up like a piece of leather. I see 2 healing potions. I'm just like,
you just
that one.
you just kind of put them in your back pocket and you're like, well,
No,
fuck.
I make eye contact. I make eye
Do I-
contact with Atlas, like scared shitless, holding the potions.
DM.
We do not mention this to him.
I just
To
put
her.
them.
She will fucking kill us.
DM.
This is a no talk situation. We just say we found it somewhere.
I put them in my
DM.
bag and stay quiet.
Yeah.
DM, am I in the vicinity?
I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe Callum, you went to the ship.
Yeah.
No, Callum was with us.
Yeah, no, Callum was with you, but
I asked him to come to talk about like.
Actually,
ship
make a
and-
perception check, Callum.
Okay.
No, he would be with us.
Yeah, Callum would be with you, but whether or not you do it stealthy enough. Also, our Alyssa.
I'm not trying to be stealthy.
Okay,
17.
70. Yeah, you see them. you see the potions being taken out of the back, and this.
It's not stealthy.
Oh,
like,
that's-
I made, like I said, I made eye contact with Atlas. And it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Are those the 2?
We don't talk.
We don't
We're not
talk.
talking about this. We're not talking about this. None
This
of us
is,
talk.
Yeah.
this is where it stops.
Honestly, that's fucking hilarious.
You want
And I
to?
just keep
Do
walking.
you want to be the one that pisses off the half orc? We don't want to piss off half orc. Okay, but let's just cut the thing here.
All right.
I'll take him.
So
I just kind of
I'll take her too, but it's not good. I don't want to do that. I don't want to start this fight.
So, Voltac and Yelmer, you, after a little bit of debate, you find out that Yelmer doesn't have the potions either.
I kind of I look at I then after like discerning this kind of grasp Yolmir kind of like right here on the shoulders and just go like, so here's what's going to happen. Since at this point you do not have them, we are going to find out who does.
I want no part of this, thank you.
I kind of the grip kind of tightens a little bit and goes, I think it's in your best interest.
So again, off to the side.
By the way.
Hold on. Make an intimidation check.
Please do. I was exactly gonna ask for one. Do I roll something?
Hey, try 21.
Would it be insight?
Make an insight check.
I rolled a 21, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll have a plus 4, bitch.
So 21 to
7.
yeah, you are intimidated the presence of Voltac that Voltac is giving you is like one. It's just that. Listen, you're going to do as I say, or you're going to die, and you take that at face value. So
off to the side, back at the cart, as I'm continuing to empty it. I'm like, wait, what if she looks for them?
Oh my
Put
god.
him back in the cart. Put it back in the cart. Put him back in the
Putting
cart.
it back in the cart under the thing. I'm walking away. I'm
Yeah,
going.
we're gone.
We're gone.
just abandoning the 2 potions of mine.
Yes. I'm removing them from my inventory right now.
I'm just like leaning against like the outside wall of the thing, and it's just like, man, this is fucking hilarious.
They're no longer in my inventory. I am writing it down that they are in the cart.
All right.
That's funny.
By the way, as a note of that, like all of the little rations we had, all like the bedrolls and stuff we stored in the cart, they're back in there as well. I didn't pack those up. Everything I took out of the cart is back in there to look like we haven't touched it.
Okay. But
so
you 4 wouldn't be aware of any of this that's gone on in the church.
yeah, that's
just so
saying,
you
this is
know.
a little bit of
Just as a bit of metagaming.
That was
yeah, this is a bit of metagaming.
yes, I will say that it was a bit of metagaming. I did have the thought, like, just after you went back to the church, I'm like, she's gonna look for them, and then lo and behold, you're like, we're gonna find out. I'm like, it's metagaming, but whatever.
All
To
right.
be fair, it's a good thought of like, she is gonna look for them.
She's absolutely
If-
gonna look for them.
Yelmir doesn't have them. He's
I'm,
gonna look for them. Somebody's gonna fucking pay for it.
I'm gonna-
and I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to
ret-
deal with. I do not want to deal with titty lighting or whatever the fuck that other thing was.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty of other things on the table you have no idea.
You can
So-
become a potted plant.
So
That's your
I-
mind to the potions. Poof, it's a plant.
I would say that for the interest of story, you would still be like unloading your stuff, but you may have left that in a box. You may have you would have seen it, looked at Atlas, looked at Callum, and then put it back down.
Okay.
You would not have put it anywhere. So, but you were still unpacking the cart. Because Voltac
After having my heart to heart with
Voltac the cleric looks at you, looks at Yalmir, and then waves her hand. Enough of this, and then takes your chin in her hand and just kind of, this is going to hurt a little bit, and then just goes and snaps your nose back into place, and
Man,
then casts healing on it.
I just kind of go,
Or cast mending on it, and you're fine.
kind of did. Not nearly as bad as what caused it.
Man, guys, I really like the Street Kid origin for Cyberpunk 2077.
So y'all have done your business there. And we're gonna...
I leave a few. I go to the offering table and give up a few more, or like 3 more silver pieces.
All right.
Just kind of as a just extra donation to thank her for doing it.
Yeah. To Quivari, Callum, Atlas, and Aralista, y'all have been unloading your things near the docks, preparing to for your journey on the Indigo Canary. And as you're starting to get the last of your things off, you see a familiar looking orange elf coming up to you.
Wasn't
I thought you did green.
He's green.
Yeah, he's green.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yep. Oh, I know.
Yep.
Eladrin. Ready.
And so, Rody
Rody crashed.
crashed.
Get back here.
And so he he swaggers up to you. He looks a bit different this time. He has his a nice brown vest, like leathered armor vest going across with straps going across his chest. He has a bunch of knives that go down around a belt that's strapped across, as well as more daggers that are around his waist on another belt. You count about 10 in total individual daggers, as well as 2 swords that are on his back. And he comes up to you. Ah, my friends, how are you? It's quite good to see you. How is your dealings with those myconid things? Nasty little creatures.
I'm just gonna like lean back, like.
And he's orange. So it's his skin is this vibrant, almost fall-colored orange, while his hair has turned to a auburn, almost. It's in between red and orange, leaning more towards red though, and it's stylized a bit differently. It's not as straight; it's curled up at the edges.
Nice.
You look good.
Oh, I thank you. It's
Oh, fuck me.
Putting it all out there, huh?
So nice, lady.
Well, since you offered,
Is this gonna be our campaign's Essek?
We're gonna need a persuasion check from you, Sean.
I was fiddling with the extra life metal dice and it almost hit my foot.
That'll take your fucking foot off as well.
yeah, well,
Coward.
Shock almost lost their foot today.
yeah, look at that. Well, I mean, it's a wonderful day, and I'm feeling good. Ready for the high seas. I've missed them. Nothing quite like being out on the ocean. It's even with the Sea of Sorcery being as tumultuous as it is at times, it's not too bad. Sea of Serenity.
Do you have multiple outfits for all 4 colors?
I mean, as I've heard once before, you can't fight crime if you ain't cute.
Very true, very true.
And me, I like to look good on any occasion.
Or is that why you 3 never fight crime?
I don't know what you're talking about. That was great. I'm just talking like leaning against like some crates.
Just all suave. Just saying, hey, what's up? Ow, my knee.
Yeah, it's that.
I went to fucking extend my leg, and my knee just kind of went.
This is the episode where we hurt ourselves, I guess.
This is just where I die.
So, I do have to say though, I am inclined to agree. I cannot wait to get back on the sea. I do have to ask though, about a few specifics.
Ask away.
First off, when are we planning on leaving? Are we staying for another day, or are we planning on leaving tonight?
Oh no, we're leaving in the morning. It won't be. It's. I'd say we leave a good bit into the morning. Don't want to head out when it's too dark out. And plus, nobles, they'd like to take their time. But I am a gracious host, a gracious escort. And Lord... What's his nuts? Lord Freyson. Lord Freyson. I have it over on the side, and I was like, yeah, tab. Lord Freyson has been most kind to me, and I have no need to rush him, nor any of his entourage. So, we leave in the morning. Is there anything that you all would need to do before we set sail?
I personally would just like to quickly check out what they have on sale at the market very quickly before we leave. I think I can do that as Lord Freyson is getting ready, though.
We'll have plenty of time.
And next, how long is this expected to take, out of curiosity?
Not more than a work week. About 5 days.
Okay.
It's not the... We're taking a more direct route. We're not going around in the cove that is the Sea of Serenity is rather calm. It's not like we're traveling towards Myeonlo or any of that where there's islands everywhere and we have to navigate around them. It's, pretty straightforward.
Okay.
From here to
This
Cloudbarrow.
This will actually more than likely be a bit more calm in terms of islands and such for me.
Indeed.
And lastly, the only time I've been up on this side, especially this more northeastern side of the Sea of Serenity, was on a ferry coming into Windlaw. Do you know what we would? Do you know what we could possibly expect to encounter on the sea while we are out?
Nothing too much. With any luck, nothing. I know that there's the rumored serpent of the waters, but please, I haven't seen it. I know people that have, but typically as long as you aren't around when it's hungry, it leaves you alone. And even if you are, fade at something, typically goes away. Doesn't like to munch on people much.
DM.
Yes.
Would I have heard anything about this serpent during my trip from Cloudbarrow to Windlet?
I do want to ask the same thing, just with my background.
Make a history check, both of you.
Ah, fuck.
That is a natural 19 for a 16.
Oh, that's a natural 20 for a 24.
All right.
Two sides.
We wanted social security number.
So,
Yes.
yeah, you would have heard rumors, tales of the serpent of the Sea of Serenity.
Would they be tales from Waterdeep?
No. Because Waterdeep doesn't exist here.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm spiking the lens.
This isn't Tevat. But no. Y'all have heard tales, old fisherman tales of people that stay out to towards the open waters fishing, that have had their catches stolen from them, boats tilting to the side pretty hard as the serpent takes away their catches. Not a lot of confrontations with the serpent itself. You've never heard of anyone fighting it or it being all too aggressive. It's just a large creature that has made its home in the Sea of Serenity.
I wouldn't get anything else within that 20, would I?
No,
Or no?
that's
Okay.
it. You haven't heard much. What you have heard is just folktales.
And just in my time on the Sea of Serenity, I wouldn't have been ever possibly encountered it, would I? Okay.
You actually didn't spend a lot of time on the Sea of Serenity. You spent more time in the Sea of Sorcery.
Yeah. Down,
So-
out, and past the fucking isles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, down on the southern end, near the Bristling Desert, and the Arbor Wilds, out towards the back end of Myeonlo as well. That is where you would have spent the majority of your time. So, yes.
Also, a very quick side note, DM. I am paying close attention to the noble and his entourage.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for anybody I may recognize or otherwise. The entire time, and then just keeping an eye on them in general.
Absolutely. They seem normal. They don't seem very concerned with you, or any of you for that matter. They're more concerned with keeping, certain crates, watched. Stuff that may have significance to Lord Freyson. But other than that, seems pretty. I mean, nobody stands out, with the exception of Lord Freyson himself, who's regal-looking human, about 6 feet-ish. I'd say more along 5'11", 5'12", almost 6 feet, but like, he's one of those guys that would say, "Yeah, I'm 6 feet," but is actually 5'11".
You got the voice down and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 6 feet. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm 6 feet.
Yeah.
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 What does
6 feet.
what are his clothes like?
Expensive.
Bomb ass.
And
So
what does he look like?
A
Boring.
dick.
like I said, he's a bit on the he's tall, but not like taller than any of y'all, or well, with the exception of Ylmir and Aralista. And I think Callum, you're what, 5'10"? 5'10". Yeah, so he's a tad taller than Callum. But he's dressed in pretty formal wear. He has an overcoat that has standard almost pauldron shoulder looking things, shoulder cuffs, I don't know what to call them.
Shoulder pads?
Shoulder pads, that's it. That kind of are emblazoned gold. And then it has a little, think of what's it called?
Like a sort of like British Admiral captain?
Yeah,
with like the
kind
gold
of.
tassels and stuff?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
The Sergeant Pepper outfit from the Beatles. Almost.
What Ford wore
but
to
not
the part.
near. Yeah, kind of like that, except without the hat.
I hate to always bring in Critical Role, but like that's
No,
the
no,
first
no,
thing that
you're
came to
you're
mind
right.
because
It's
Ford lived in my head rent
I'm thinking
free.
I'm thinking more. Yeah, I'm thinking more like Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, like that kind of outfit, but not as loud. More toned down. For just general wear. And he has a long rapier on his side that looks more decorative than that has seen battle. But he holds himself well. He doesn't see, as you see him commanding or communicating, I should say, with his entourage, he doesn't seem like he has that over pompous attitude to him. He seems very sure of his people. He has like blondish hair. I'd say dirty blonde. Swept back, all to the side, kind of like Setsu's, but blonde.
Short, dirty blonde hair.
Yeah.
up to the side.
Yeah. He carries himself well. But yeah, it's towards the latter half of the day. Is there anything else y'all would like to do?
Other than just clarification, I didn't really find any information on.
No. It was more.
I got a general direction at one point, I think.
Yeah, you got the general direction of south.
Yeah.
Is where they last saw him heading, or saw someone of that description heading, but nothing too concrete.
Okay.
You are still go. This is a bit in the opposite direction, but at the same time, it could be in a direction that he took.
Yeah. Because we still went south.
Yes, you did go
at some
south.
point.
So, you went south of Windlet to Aragona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go duck into the tavern real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Get not like a thin. Would they have paper napkins? Is that a thing?
They'd have like hand towels.
I'd rip out a page, like a blank page from my journal.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly write down a note setting sail for Cloudbarrow in the morning. And then, for the signature line, just dash and C, and then toss it into the fire.
Okay. It goes and disappears, kind of like
And
the
then
the stuff from Harry Potter.
Yeah, like flash paper.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And
Goes
then
up in smoke.
Once I see that it actually flashes up, then I'm going to go back out of the tavern.
Okay. Yeah. The Voltac and Ylmir, y'all head out after you are done with the Church of the Silver Flame and see your comrades down at the docks, loading off the cart, trying to get everything on to Jack Silverwind's ship, the Indigo Canary.
I'm gonna walk up towards Atlas, give him a nice pat on the back, and go. So I found something interesting that I really think you'd love to know.
What's that?
Ylmir didn't have the potions.
As I saw, by the way,
Which means, and I immediately dart my eyes towards, making sure I make solid eye contact with everyone else in
I
the
do wanna
vicinity.
say, as I saw Voltac coming up, I went onto the boat just to more thoroughly investigate shit on the boat.
Voltac, as you walk up, you see Arlissa's pace move a little faster.
As I'm unloading the cart. Oh, these potions are the ones that were in the cart.
I think I'd turn around.
Oh.
Walk around the corner, prep mage hand, by the way.
Okay.
As I'm unloading the cart, big old box of stuff. Oh, these potions, these ones that were in the cart. The cart potions we had in the cart the whole time. The cart potions. Yeah, these potions.
Oh! So that's what they
Beat up
were.
the cart.
I'm just sitting there with my eyes open, like. Yeah, that's amazing that they're there.
I kind of turn around, look up towards Atlas and go, "You wouldn't have known anything about these, would you?"
Our list is gonna beat up the cart.
Anything.
In my defense, I didn't know about it until very recently.
It seems like you guys were. Well, if our Alyssa's actions are anything to go by. Trying to skate this issue.
Our list is trying to hide from you because I'll say this: we didn't know that they were in there. We were all dumb, and we just found out about it. We're just concerned. You look pretty mad heading into the church. Our list is just concerned for her.
So
safety.
as you can see, I'm perfectly fine.
I gotta see how to react to that stuff.
I want a fucking insight check on that. I want an insight check that. So
Make an insight check.
15.
Well, Voltac,
Hmm.
are you telling the truth?
Well, there is definitely a hint of, man, like this would have been really great to have found out a day and a half ago. So like there's
Fair.
bitterness at the fact that like somehow we managed to, it took this long for us to discover them, and then irritation at the fact that it was then tried to, it was then attempted to be hidden from Voltax. No, like
To be
I
fair,
didn't hide I
Vol-
want to say this. I didn't hide anything.
I would
just-
say, Voltac, you would know that everyone kind of lost track of them, so no single person would have been to blame.
right.
But you're just
it's
irritated anyways.
It's the fact that I'm irritated at the
Situation.
hiding of it. Yeah.
No, nobody hit it. That's the thing.
Well, I
I
put
didn't
them
have
right back where they were, and I just closed the box, and we moved the cart from in front of the bar to in front of the boat.
Yeah, nobody hit anything. They were just, it was never unpacked from the cart to take with you. So you guys had intentionally left the cart with your healing potions. You had never unloaded them into your inventories.
I just kind of, at this point, just kind of go, let's just make sure we don't forget them next time.
And that's why.
And then kind of
I will be in charge of inventory management between the group.
I kind of pat Atlas on the back and go, I'm gonna go have a drink. And make my way towards the bar.
By all means.
I'm going to go join Voltac. For a drink.
When I hear them leave, I'm gonna come out, use Mage Hand to open the box, grab the 2 potions, and pop it up. So now,
Okay.
we will
Now
not
you can
forget
add your
them.
potions, yes.
Yes. Now we will not forget them anywhere.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This isn't Voltac actually saying this, but I really wish Voltac would be like, I heard that.
But
We were
Ja-
all so confident that Hjalmar had the potion.
Eh,
Absolutely. We
yeah.
knew for a fact.
Everyone, we were so confident about it. Like,
I kind of I look over at Yolmir, like gesture and go, tonight's on me. As a gesture of apology.
Jack witnesses all this go down and just sort of chuckles, and it's like, you guys are great. You're gonna be just so entertaining. I can tell. So,
I just I guess I go as he's saying that, I kind of turn back around, like kind of lean over, towards him and go in Elvish, go, oh, well, you'll never believe what happened when we fought those Mycodon. That's a story for you.
I look forward to hearing it. And he turns and to Callum. He says, "So, is there anything that, or no, Callum, you were at the bar, weren't you?" Yeah.
I ducked in. I stepped
Yeah.
back out.
Yeah.
Done.
So, turns to Arlista, I would say, and it's just, well, any preparations that you may need assistance with, Lady Mage?
I don't think so. Honestly, we getting the last things up. Can we by chance actually? Can we by chance get horses and cart on the boat, or is it not? I would actually know from what going on and looking around when Voltac came. Would we be able to get it on him, bring him, or no?
Unfortunately not. I don't
Cart
have.
in pieces. The horses probably not.
Yeah. I don't have a. So he motions to the canary, and it's what's there is a small lift to winch lift to bring things up, larger objects up onto the boat, like crates and stuff, crates, barrels, what have you, but nothing that would sustain like a horse. Nothing that they would want to bring a horse onto. or a cart. It's and then the way to get on is just a ladder that's been let down onto the dock.
Okay.
I don't have the space or the provisions for animals. So I would say no.
Alright, well, I'll just have to work with the barkeep to figure out how to get these back to where they came.
Mm.
I don't think there's any other preparations that are needed.
Excellent. Well, if you need anything, you know where to find me. And Woodrow will be around. He's somewhere here. Darn turtle. But if you need him, find him, wave him down. I'm sure he'll be more than willing to help. In the meantime, I need to get ready. And he tips his hat and spins around and walks back to his ship. So Voltac, Atlas, y'all have gone to the tavern. Ylmir, you're going with them. Ylmir goes with them. So it is Callum.
Going to lag behind because of the talk there.
Yeah. Well, Callum, Quivari, and Aralista are the ones currently at the cart.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is. What else do you need to do? Are you taking the next hour or so to get everything loaded on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you do just that. Take an hour or so, get your things loaded onto the Canary. You find Woodrow checking the cabins, and he sort of waves you down and says, shows you where to put your things, and everything gets loaded on pretty easily. It's not a lot of stress. Woodrow leads the rest of the crew in a very well-oiled machine. So you take that, I'll say hour and a half, and then you make your way back to the Stalwart Aegis, where you find Voltac, Atlas, and Ylmir a couple drinks in. Well, at least Atlas and Voltac. I don't know. Ylmir, would you be partaking in any libations?
Lightly.
Lightly. Okay.
Drink.
Atlas,
I
Atlas and Voltac. I assume you guys are just on a
they're
bender.
coming in, I'm like
Lightly for a dwarf.
Lightly for a dwarf. Okay, so you're
I'm kind of
consuming the
like-
same amount. You're just not affected by it because you're a dwarf.
I'm also resistant against poison.
Yeah, so you're fine. I would say on any Constitution checks involving alcohol coming up, you'd have advantage. But you find the rest of your party right there in the tavern. The music is playing. It's a good time had by all. You see local merchants and a few of the entourage that Lord Freyson has also enjoying the little bit of time they have before they have to contribute to the crew on the Indigo Canary for the next 5 days. So, what you gonna talk about?
I take one of the healing potions out of my bag,
Mm-hmm.
put it down in front of Voltac, and say, "Hey, won the car, by the way. We all fucked up there."
kind of take it.
I'm going to subtract 1.
Look over at our list and go. Nah, fuck it. Just down the rest of the glass. And just go. Next time.
I thought.
Next time.
Did not drink the potion.
I'm not drinking the potion. No, that was my actual drink.
My
I'm
God.
I'm not an idiot, buddy.
Oh my god.
I'm not that dumb.
You just see it.
And I would have smacked you so hard. Like, you complain about this and you just wasted another potion.
No, I was just like down. No, like I had that in one hand, drink in the other,
That's funny.
and I downed the drink and go.
Oh, you got one in both hands and you're half drunk. Make a dexterity.
Yeah, right. No,
just
I'm not
like-
gonna do that to the
I'm
party.
just like, just make sure we don't lose them next time.
I'm gonna just say to our listener, it's a very brave thing to do to a half drunk half orc is bring up the thing that pissed him
Hey.
off earlier.
What does my race have to do with any of this? Slam hands on me.
I look at us like if I need to, I could just disappear on the spot.
Bang! Are
I
you
was-
saying
I was
half-orcs
like-
are aggressive?
I look over. I was like, you can do kind of like slight twitch magic tricks.
Yeah, I straight hit our list. Do you not remember what happened last time you tried magic in a bar?
Ain't the same bar.
It's true.
Well,
You've got the same protections on it.
well, it depends.
Still
You don't know that.
Last time you tried to have 2 drinks at a bar.
I drank the toughest stuff
Hey,
around.
you know, that was this spa. That was this spa.
Yeah.
Wait, which
Uh,
bar? No, wasn't?
It was.
Oh yes, that was this bar.
That's just
Where,
appealing, right?
Yeah, where Atlas got drawn on.
I put on
Alright.
the greatest.
I
show
kind
for
of
Ira.
like look over at Voltac and go.
You look at yourself.
You
Oh
look
no,
at
I mean, Atlas.
Yes.
Fuck, I can't speak words.
The other big
Um,
one.
Look over
2 pint
at
Atlas over here.
and I go. It's a real shame that never lasted.
We can always go down to a drinking contest.
I'm not sure you want to make this over too.
I'm not. I'm. You're a little bit afraid, aren't you?
Nah, I'm
Oh, I'm
good.
so
I'm
afraid
good.
of
I'm living
losing.
life. I'm living
Being
life.
the first to be on the ground.
Uh,
I have a new appreciation for life.
No. It also helps if you don't nearly die in combat too.
yeah, right. So
Hey, by the way, did you see colors or enemies? Remind me.
Both. It was beautiful. I need to learn how to do that without facing off against Myconids in the future.
I kind of like try to get our Allista's attention so I can lean into her ear. Or like try to like whisper. And I go, we should really make sure he doesn't develop a habit.
To be honest, though, the mass majority of color I've seen over the years is red, so
it's true.
kind of like seeing a few others.
I'm not dealing with this. I go back to my drink.
Victor comes over to you, the dragonborn that runs the stalwart Aegis, and looks at you lot, sitting there around your table. Well, I see you all have made it back and are departing tomorrow.
Voltec just kind of goes, well, yeah, well, next time you can have the fun of dealing with them. Takes
No,
another-
thank you. I have plenty on my plate here. So, a question. What, do you have a name for your little group you've got here. You seem pretty close.
Not, not exactly as close as you'd expect.
We
No.
we don't have a name for our group.
I kind of like smack Atlas on the back and go, well, we have some common interest in smashing things heads in, and that's about as far as we've gotten with this.
Well, I can tell you that if you keep going at the rate you are, you may, especially running with a crew like Jack, you may develop a name for yourselves. So you may want to come up with something in case people start asking.
The sluts.
No. Our list did not say that. Our list did not say that. No.
Okay.
Interesting.
Wait, Shock.
Interesting
Shock, I've got a
choice of
better-
words. But
Shock,
damn.
I've got a better idea. Vox Machina.
No, we're steering away from Critical Role.
Shock said the.
I don't know
Shock
why
said
we
the
got a
first one.
C&D.
Oh, we can't be Vox Machina. That's taken. We're Vox Populi.
That's also taken.
Mighty Five.
No. There's six of you.
us.
There's 7 of them.
Look, we're not gonna have an argument about how they can't count. Okay, we know we can.
Well, Haru can't.
Well, yeah, that's standard.
So, I got a Victor. No, we don't have a name for ourselves.
Yet.
But I do. Yes, but I do actually have a question.
Oh, by all means.
The horses and cart. I'm assuming we brought them back around to the bar.
Yep.
The horses and cart. They were loaned to us by Torchwick.
Ah,
And they were-
yes.
We
They were.
go ahead.
Sorry. They were from up in Winlet. We were wondering if there was any way that we could return them.
Ah, well, I mean,
Maybe with like the next shipment or so.
I don't see why not. Torchwick and I do business all the time, so I don't see why why the next group that comes down can't ferry your horses back.
All right. So we'll just leave this in your hands then.
By all means, and I'll leave a letter to Torchwick, letting him know
Gotcha.
where y'all have headed.
Of course.
I kind of Voltac, a bit drunken thought, goes, what name would you give us?
No.
Out of curiosity, since you were the one who brought it up.
Couldn't tell you. I just know there's groups of adventurers that, have names for themselves, but I know that y'all are starting. You seem, well, crazy. I'll give you that. You seem close, so you never know. Or if you belong to a guild at all, that's always a thing too. But I know this one over here pointing at Ylmir is of the Silver Flame, but
Personally, of the Harpers.
oh, the Hoppers, yeah, they
You can play the harp?
the Hoppers are respectable folk.
I kind of look over him and go, what's a harp?
We'll tell you about it when you're older.
Did you guys ever get the talk? I think so. My parents told me about a harp.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. I like the part where they talked about the G string.
When they wrap their legs around it in public, it's so naughty.
At one point, they brought up the bone harp.
And now we're getting into Critical Role.
And all of a sudden, a lightning bolt comes down, strikes the bar. Everything goes up in flames.
I run out of the bar before the lightning
I
strikes.
kind of
Kidding.
I kind of, I just go, well, before I met all of them, I was up near Keishu
Ah,
with, where I was sent out on a journey by, the monks there.
yes, the nomads of Keishu. They are well known around Maglada. It's very respectable folk, as are the Harpers. A wonderful group of mages. They help keep order, if memory serves me correct.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be a fucking topic for the next 2 weeks. Is what the fuck are we gonna name ourselves?
Ha! That's on you.
It is,
But I'm surprised you haven't thought of it yet. But that again,
That's because it hasn't come up in the conversation.
at the same time, y'all are a bunch of fucks with ADHD, as am I. So nobody thinks about that shit. But
And to be to be fair, it was half of us went to go search in search of two, or three of us went in search of two of us, who then ran into the sixth
yeah,
on the way here. So
I don't know what you're talking about. You're fine.
This is like day 4 of us together as well.
I know it's great.
Giants in the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Well, lollipops. Interesting. No.
If he says that in real life, if he says that in game, there's 3 scorching rays that hit his back. Just 3 more.
I
No.
didn't say it in the game.
But yeah, it's you all seem very capable, and if you decide to, lend your services to anyone else, might be useful to have a name to get around.
of course, well, we be sure to keep it in mind.
It's no big deal. But the Harpers, a good group, as are the monks up in Keishu. And then, obviously, our friend from the Silver Flame. What about you, Mr. Lion? What's your tale? I don't see a lot of your kin around here.
It's right there.
Funny.
Voltag like bursts out into laughter.
I just respond what the dwarf said, and then I just drink.
Fair enough. Woodrow has come by and said that any meals you decide to order for the night are on him. So, if there's anything you wish, feel free to let myself or oh god, where's her name? Delia know, and we'll get that right for you. And he walks away.
Hearing that, like,
Voltac,
wanting a little more, goes kind of like eyes perk up, looks over at Yolmir and goes, "What's the good shit?"
I had some really strong dwarven shit, like when we first got there or something.
yes.
Like the black ale.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Dwarven Black Ale.
I don't have it written down.
But yeah, that's probably the strongest stuff they have.
That you're going to find around here.
Mm-hmm.
That's stronger shit in the mountain. We don't
Yeah.
ship that shit.
I kind of like look and go. When everything's all said and done, you should. I would love it if you were to show me this stuff.
If you don't hit your head on the doorway, sure.
I kind of. Oh, that is the thing.
Session like 45.
Voltax
Voltax's shoulders get stuck in the door frame.
You never know.
Has to cast Thunderclap to get him out.
The night goes on. If any of you decide to order food, it's brought to you readily.
Is it hot?
It's warm.
Is it ready?
It is.
Sounds like we're getting Little Caesars.
No, it's better than Little Caesars.
Bigger Caesars.
No, it's Papa John's.
Biggest Caesar. I
No,
was gonna
but
keep going with upsizing.
no. It's Little Caesars is trash. Get
Medium Caesars.
some real pizza.
Large Caesars.
I hate you.
Huge Caesars.
And you see Lord Clyde Freyson come into the bar and sit down at a table with a small group of like 2 or 3 other guys. And they order some food and drink as well. Lord Freyson isn't in his fancier garb that he was in earlier. He is more dressed down. Now kind of a plain tunic with some embroidery. A shield that has a stylized F in it. That also has on one side it's an F, the other side it looks like half of a tree that with gold leaves on it. So it's yeah. What?
Salad?
Not quite.
Would I recognize if that's part of a faction or if or like a royal crest from up in Rivenfell?
Let me see what kind of check you can make for that.
Gotcha.
History?
I would think history.
Yeah, I would want to say history.
That might be
Because it would be it would be their family crest, which would be a part of the history of that
Yeah.
location.
Yeah,
That'd be like
I would
general-
say yeah. Make a
Okay.
history check.
I have a -3.
Good.
I see no way in which this can go wrong.
It got a 1, I guarantee.
You rolled a
Now
1,
negative.
so you gotta. You have no fucking idea what it is.
I don't say anything.
That
You-
might
you're
be
just-
enough.
you
It's
see
one of my
you
babies.
see Callum try and take a drink like sneak a drink of what Voltac is having, and
Oh, did I just grab the wrong bottle?
yeah, you just grab the wrong cup, sip it, and then just kind of and puts it back down.
Ah, that's strong.
Um,
Not exactly anything for me.
I kind of start. I chuckle a little bit. Go. Well,
I just wasn't
you
expecting
don't
that.
exactly look like the type to be able to handle your alcohol.
No, I just wasn't expecting that. I grabbed the wrong
Sip.
cup.
Tastes great.
yeah, absolutely.
Really
No, you
strong,
would
but it has a
definitely
good
not.
flavor to it.
You would not know anything about that crest.
Okay.
It's unfamiliar, but obviously it's some sort of family crest.
You're not comfy here, kitty, or anything, are you?
Cat cam. We got cat cam.
We have cat cam.
Cat is cat cam. We got cat cam.
Is
You're not dead, are you?
This would be a
Do we have a
very
rank-
bad time.
Do you
it
have
would be a
random
bad time.
situation?
But anyways, oh hey, I'm in the center now. I like this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hi, Jet.
Other way.
Other
Oh.
way.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Your
you're
camera
facing.
Flip to yourself.
Oh, I'm a fool.
Hi,
Oh,
Jet.
I ruined it. Haha.
Hi, Jet.
Now it's Setsu, and then there's 7. And down there is Shock. Way down there. Oh, hey, fuck you too.
No, you're over here. I'm going this way.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck's down there.
This
That's
guy.
shock.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
This guy right here. This guy right here.
But
That's shock.
he comes in, Lord Freyson orders some food, from what you can tell, and just starts chatting with his group. The other members of his table, one is dressed. Actually, I would say 2 of them are dressed in leathers, and then with still swords on their hips. They look almost like they might be bodyguards. And then a third one is dressed in, I wouldn't say super formal clothing, but is dressed a bit nicer than Lord Freyson. It's a dog.
It is a dog.
Why a dog?
I don't know. I just thought they'd share.
And then and seems to be talking to him rather sternly for some reason.
To Freyson?
To Freyson, yes.
Do I overhear what any of this is about?
It seems to be right. Make a perception check if you're intently listening.
18?
Yeah. So the man seems to be upset with Lord Freyson's casual demeanor, saying that he acted the same way in Artenborough when consulting the head of the shipping companies there, and that he needs to hold himself in a higher regard, lest people think less of House Freyson. And that they can simply walk all over this long honored house.
Okay. Thank
I'm
you.
holding my tongue.
Quivari, we haven't had any interactions with you. What are you doing?
Holding my tongue.
What are you doing?
Start a fight with our employers.
Quivari, what do
No,
you
it's not the employers.
Absolutely
It's the guy
nothing.
talking to our employers I want to punch, but that's okay.
Quivari, what do you got there? A knife? No!
Oh my god, there they have a knife.
I want to see what you've got. A knife.
A knife! No!
No.
Just listening, sipping, and as the guy's like, "Oh, you need to think better of your house." I'm just sitting there staring at him, staring daggers into his neck.
Fair enough.
What are you looking with? Knives! No!
Yes.
Yes. And
Backstory stuff there. But yeah, the
Yeah.
backstory stuff is fuck nobility who think way too highly of themselves.
yeah, and Lord Freyson just kind of seems to not be paying attention to anything he says, and is just going about his day drinking a pint of ale.
Drinking.
Yeah, just looking around at everybody.
So there, one hand on a pint, the other hand just slowly making claw marks on the table.
Yeah, just kind of absent-mindedly, like that feeling when you're just kind of zoned out. When you have had it with people and you're just kind of it's everything's in one ear out the other. It's that And you're just like, I wonder what's going on at home.
Probably
Yeah.
tax evasion.
He has that kind of look on his face.
Mhm.
And so he's not really giving this man any mind. But
Yes, I'll sit here and drink.
yeah, it's not loud enough to make a scene, but he does seem to be frustrated with Lord Freyson's casualness. What else? I'm thinking of anything I may have forgotten. But I think
You go ahead, hand, buddy.
that's good. So, is there anything else y'all would Seven, you hush.
What?
I was hungry.
Is there anything else that y'all would like to do while you are still on land for the night?
Does this include? Oh, for the night. Oh,
For the night.
Does this include morning? No. Okay.
No, this does not include the morning.
Where are we sleeping?
In the inn.
In...
With
Well,
inn, we've established this.
Well,
The
we have to
stalwart
pay for rooms.
Aegis. Yes, you
No,
would have to
we-
pay for your rooms.
We'd have to pay.
Oh yeah. Would we? Oh yeah. Because we had.
You had one night. And then Woodrow has paid for your food, but has not paid for your stay. So that is up to you all to
To
find.
the ship.
A
The
place.
ship. I'm not paying for the room.
I need money. Yeah, I follow.
How much does the night stay?
It's about 5 silver.
Oh yeah, I'll
Oh.
pay it.
Oh, I didn't. Hang on, let me see how much silver.
I'm gonna go
It's-
be nice to the people on the ship and make friends.
it's not expensive.
No, I actually need every silver I have. I go into the ship.
Okay. So Atlas and Arlista, anybody else going to the ship? Or are the rest of you fine with paying 5 silver to stay at the Stalwart Aegis for the night?
I would get on the ship.
You would get on the ship? Okay.
Yeah, I'd set my room up on the ship.
Okay. And then that's
I
4 of
suppose
you. Voltac?
Voltac will go on the ship because since up until this journey, Voltac has been was working at a dockyard. Voltac kind of wants to is gonna have kid eyes, like kid in a candy store, and kind of just try to look over every inch of this
Yeah.
ship and kind of just marvel at its construction.
Yeah. And then Yalmir, you said you were going to stay here at the inn. Okay.
Yep.
So Yalmir pays Victor and makes his way up into his room. The rest of you, is there anything else you would like to do, Yalmir, before I move off you?
Other than as I head to bed, specifically focus any prayers to Moradin for courage on the upcoming trip.
All right. You feel the warmth of Moradin's blessing as you pray. Almost like it's a feeling that you're on the right path. And the rest of you make your way out to the
Indigo Canary.
Indigo Canary, and you get on board, and Jack greets you. Ah, my friends, welcome to the ship. I assume you're looking for the crew quarters.
Of course, Jack, if you could point us in that direction.
Absolutely. And he takes you down into the lower decks, where one side has been, or you see it on both sides. There's rows of double hammocks that are lined both walls for the crew. This is crew quarters. Nothing fancy. We're not a ship that makes normal runs all the time, or at least not of people. We're not a cruise ship. Nothing of too much comfort here. We have a room for myself, a room that my first mate shares, and then a room for our esteemed guest, Mr. Freyson.
The question is, can I even fit in one of these fucking things?
Actually, yes. They so up towards the front there are smaller ones, but then towards the back they actually get larger to accommodate for people of larger size. So there is one that would absolutely hold you.
Okay. I'm gonna go find one big enough for me and go lie down in it.
All right. Aralista, Quivari, and Callum and Voltac. What are y'all doing?
Are they like bunk beds or?
They're bunk hammocks.
Okay,
Almost. Yeah.
gotcha.
Like before retreating to the beds, I stay to discuss with Jack, or I try to pick Jack's brain about the ship and just kind of ask him just general questions about it, since
Don't
it's
mention
or
the
what
kitty
it's.
magic.
So you want to talk with Jack?
Yeah.
Okay. My friend, what can I do you for?
Say just a few questions, because this is a very nice ship you guys have, and
well, thank you.
For a brief period, I worked at the dockyards in Windlet, so
Dockhand, always great to have those.
I've had my hands working on many a ship, but not one quite like this.
I take pride in the Canary. It is the first thing that's mine, really. I've shared a great many things with a great many people, but this, and he gestures to the whole ship. This is mine.
I kind of ask, what inspired the name for such?
Well,
Yeah, aren't canaries yellow?
well, yes. One, canaries are yellow. Two, I just can't. Well, the DM just came up with the name. However, Jack, funny enough,
Sorry.
In character. Well, you see, I like the bird. I believe, yeah, canaries are a songbird. They sing such a sweet tune. And me, I'm no bard, but if I don't enjoy a good bard song, I mean, who doesn't? But I didn't quite come. The name came to me. Everyone's heard of a yellow canary, but indigo. It's just so. It's such a vibrant color, and it stands out. When you want to do business, you want to stand out. And what better color to stand out than, this wonderful purple ship.
How long have you had it for?
Oh, I'd say the better part of 2 decades now. Me and this ship have seen many an adventure. And
Still looks remarkably well taken care of. You must take your real good pride in this ship.
oh, nothing but the best for her. She's, like I said, she's my pride and joy. And
I kind of like see you kind of as Voltax's like gears are straining, trying to think of other things. I go well, if should the need arise, I go, my hands are always willing to help.
oh, well, I might take you up on that one day. Until then, I recommend some sleep. We have a long travel ahead of us.
So I've been told. And I just kind of give a bow and then retreat.
Yeah.
To go pass the fuck out.
Cloudbarrow, anything you want to do?
No.
Nope.
Yes, I'm setting up hammock. Go to bed.
All right. Callum.
Finding a hammock close to the door.
Well,
One that's not already taken.
yeah. I mean, there's ones that are. So you're trying to find one. You would take one of the larger ones over by Atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess so. De-string my bow for the night.
Okay.
Clean my swords. Check arrows, make sure they're straight. Put stuff. Everything in its place. And probably just lay down and hold my rock.
All right.
Ponder things.
Of course.
As I am wont to do.
Yes. Arlista, is there anything you would like to do before heading out for the night?
I am on the deck of the ship.
Okay.
Until combination of just looking out at the water as much as I can see at least, and looking up at the moon until I know that I have to turn in to get my minimum 8 hours.
Okay. Yeah. You stay outside till better part of midnight. Just kind of sitting on the deck. Listening to the waves crash against the hull. It's peaceful. It's a bit cloudier out, so the moons aren't as fully visible as they normally would be. But it's a good night. A soft breeze blowing across the water, and everything's good. All right. So, and then you obviously head to bed. Who do I want to mess with today? Callum.
Oh.
You're a good one to talk to. So,
Okay.
As you fall into sleep, your memories images start to flash as you dream of ice and snow, of grand sculptures, or grand structures, I should say, carved into the ice.
Does it look like things that I've seen in Rivenfell?
No. This is different. You feel pain in your chest. It feels like something's being ripped out of you. There is in your mind you feel fear. You see these figures that walk past as your visions flash to where you're in what seems to be a jail of some sort. And
Do I recognize any faces?
they're all blurred.
Okay.
It's a very, very fuzzy memory. But you can tell that by the way they hold themselves, they aren't of this plane. And then your visions flash again, and you're running through a field. You see two suns in the distance, and it is just you're running. You have to get away. You know that if you are caught, you will not make it out. And then the images flash again, and you are in the forest of the Arbor Wilds. And you feel relief. And then nothing. Then your vision goes to black. And your sleep takes you for the rest of the night.
As soon as I wake up, I try to draw whatever I remember, any of the shapes of the sculptures or the jail cell.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. The rest of you, the night goes off without any worry. Anything too wild. I mean, the most that something happens to any of you else is Ylmir. You would hear some people getting especially rowdy downstairs in the middle of the night, but then it's silenced pretty quickly, and you soon find sleep again. But the rest of you will have your long rest, and at that point, I think we've been going for almost 2 hours. Y'all want to take a small, 10-minute break? Come
Sure.
back, and then we will continue in the morning. See, we'll be back 10 minutes, and yeah, try and go till about 10 o'clock ish, maybe 9:30. Call it a short session tonight. So people do have work and school.
Superb owls.
Yeah, superb owls.
Oh fuck! I have an interview tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you do. Oof. All right. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So,
Okay.
see you then.
asked to and paid to perform in the Super Bowl, if I am correct.
Well, yeah, I
You
know
can't
you're
say that
Ash.
word.
Oh.
Are we live?
Record owl.
What?
Now we are.
Ah!
Right.
Well, I
already.
have us on a different screen. Hold on. There, let's go on this
Is
screen.
it just the chilling chatting one?
Well, I had us in a different one where it's the in game, but
Yeah.
I got to figure out what because I threw out the idea or threw in the idea that we might do live react to the anime awards. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be on the Full Weasel channel.
Can we
Hopefully.
Can we make our own anime awards?
No.
Anime and/or game awards and call them the Wheezies?
No,
Oh,
that's
Well, there goes
that's a
that
horrible
name.
idea.
still an idea.
I mean, yeah.
Do you know what the thing is?
It's not a good one, though.
Super Mario Brothers 2 every time, baby.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Jet understands.
Was this
I'm
from the
assuming Jet
recording
does.
last night? Or
No.
not the night? Is this night?
No,
What?
Donkey.
Oh. I don't
Every
know,
time
Donkey.
Video Game Donkey does a video game like best games of like whatever year, the number one game is always Super Mario Brothers 2 or Knack 2, baby.
No, it's
So,
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The video game.
Yeah, but runner up is Knack 2.
I'm really tempted to buy that collector's edition from Limited Run Games.
Wow.
Do it,
Gotcha.
coward.
Wait, there's a collector's edition
Yeah.
of that?
There.
But
Let
why?
me get the link.
It doesn't do anything.
Because-
The game is already the collector's edition.
Jet, I'm insulted.
Why?
You have lo-fi in the background, but no fish.
Well, I just have
Well,
it.
yeah,
I just have it there. This is from
Guys-
YouTube also. It's not
You
Twitch.
could have an aquarium there, yeah. I'm just
I
saying.
could, but I don't.
Mm.
You are
Oh,
correct,
chat.
sir.
In fact, you
Jet.
could have 2 aquariums now.
Oh.
I have it in respond for you.
Oh boy.
Are we good to go?
Yeah, we are.
So
That's way too much.
It has a lot of stuff.
What is?
yeah,
What the
that's
hell?
also $140.
It's also Limited Run Games.
Fuck that.
I mean, yeah, but I've seen their stuff for less.
Why is there a physical edition for this?
Because it's Limited Run Games. That's the whole thing that they do. They make
So they made a limited,
They
or
make
they made a
physical
physical
runs.
edition.
Yes, they make physical runs of games.
That's horrible.
If you want to have it on your shelf.
Listen, I like
Nah.
having physical games.
That's extra.
All right, Mr. Steelbook, shut up.
When the whole point
you.
of the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, was that it's digital only,
Fuck you.
that sort of ruins it.
Fuck you, I want to buy it.
Then buy it.
I probably
Coward.
will. Like,
No, you won't. Wanna know
I
why?
will.
Because it's not
Why?
$30. It's $139.
Yeah.
That is expensive.
I mean, I enjoy Scott Pilgrim.
That's fair. I do too, but not that much.
Plus, I also kind of need new guitar picks.
You just buy guitar picks.
I know, I'm joking, dude.
But
the stuff looks really nice, though.
yee. Let's see. I need to move off our intense music.
Also, the lid of that, it's like a pop-up thing.
Yeah.
And the lights turn on.
Yeah.
Though, funny enough, that's apparently not the most expensive thing they saw on that site.
No, God.
No,
Like,
definitely not.
Detroit Become Human Collector's
Yes.
Edition's $350.
That's ridiculous. No.
It is massive and impractical.
So,
Let's get this show on the road.
yeah.
Yep.
We got Shocker, are you here? Are you just muted? Shock will show up eventually.
I'm here.
Okay.
Let's say Arlista is currently past the.
Our
fuck
Arlista's
out.
still
No
sleeping.
signs of-
Here, but eating. I will probably have to step out a little bit.
Okay.
All good.
You wanted to go to the market, right?
Yeah, I just want to check out what's there.
Okay. So, you all wake for the morning, Woodrow comes down and kind of rings the bells, letting you know it's all time, or letting you all know that it is time. God, I can speak somehow. To wake up and to get the day going. What would you like to do with the morning? I know Arlisto wanted to go to the market. Does
I'm
anybody
sketching what I
else?
saw.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with our list to the market.
You are also going to the market. Quivari, Voltac, anything you would like to do?
I, at this point, kind of just want to assist Jack with the ship in any way possible, so I can get like a better feel for it.
Okay. You you help him get the as well as Woodrow get the rigging ready. You he shows you where they raise anchor and all that jazz. And how, and obviously you're a quick learner because you've been doing stuff as part of a dockhand's job. So you catch on quickly. Not a lot that he's showing you is new, but he definitely has his way of running his own ship. Quivari, anything you would like to do?
No, not really.
Besides eat the rich.
I eat the rich, help cast off.
All right. So you just kind of
I'll give them a hand casting off, yeah.
all right. You notice as you're assisting with everything, the nobleman that was with Lord Freyson last night, or the man, I wouldn't say nobleman, the man who was with Lord Freyson last night, coming up to the ship, and he pulls Jack over to the side and starts speaking to him about the quarters, whether or not they were prepared properly for Lord Freyson, and about you make a perception check for me real quick.
Oh, sure. 70, yep.
All right. He gets a little quiet, but you can still hear him as you lean in a little closer behind one of the masts. He asks if a certain crate has been stowed properly in Lord Freyson's quarters.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. And Jack just kind of gives him a small wry grin, or smile, I should say. Closed lips, nothing, just there's a hint of irritation with the constant questions. But he nods and says it's been taken care of. Seemingly content with the state of things, the man speaks up again and says, well, we will be back soon. We prepare to be prepared to cast off within the next 2 hours.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
I just want to flick his ear with a mage hand.
Uh, yeah.
As he's giving orders to a ship he's not on, I just want to flick his ear with a mage hand.
Yeah, so this ethereal hand kind of sneaks around the boat and just kind of flicks him, and then you dispel it before he can turn around. But Jack clearly sees it and stifles a small chuckle. I gotta really have to be aware of the bugs around here. It's weird. They just come out of nowhere. Saw it go off that way. Ugh. Carpenter bees, nasty things. Always trying to bore into the boat, but I take care of them with a...
Do they bark?
Yeah, Carpenter bees, bark, bark, bark.
Yeah. Apparently so.
It's like 9 o'clock. Why is the dog outside?
I don't know. I don't know.
But he just the man looks a little disgruntled and is holding his ear and just walks off the boat, kind of irritated with everything. And Jack comes back around and sees you as he walks by, and he just says, "Well done," and walks past you. And Atlas
tying
and
a rope to it. Tying a rope to a pin, doing what? I don't know.
Yeah.
3 other mage hands helping me tie ropes.
Atlas and Aralista, shocker, you here or you stepped out? I don't know if they posted. No, they did not say anything and respond. So I will assume.
Doc, you are muted.
I will assume that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect timing. You and Atlas are going to the market. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, you depart the ship and head down to the morning market. The catch of the day is out there on one table. There's a few odds and ends on another table. It looks like a cart has made its way into town overnight and has a traveling cart has set up shop within the square. What would you like to do? What are you looking for, I should say?
Okay. So, I'm looking for 2 things I will more than likely not find here, and 1 thing that's a maybe. I am looking for light armor, if there's anybody selling it. Not just something I can just grab and throw on.
Okay.
I'm looking if there's somebody who's just passing by selling old weapons.
Okay.
And I'm looking for if anybody's selling paper and or ink.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm looking just for somebody selling books.
Okay.
I'm trying to get as much as I can out of everywhere we're going.
Yeah. So the cart has a couple books and a there's a hand. It has a selection of a hand axe, a short sword, a couple daggers, and a quarterstaff. No armor though. At least there. The one of the shops has. Did I say that the traveling cart had books? Yeah.
A few.
Yeah, they have a few books as well. And then there's a one of the clerics has set up a small shop with holy symbols for the silver flame, and as well as a couple things that would, I guess, you would consider them paper and ink. They do have like little ink vials for sale, but it's not all that. It's not like high quality. It's more for just writing letters.
Yeah, so
Then-
just a general wizard question: would they be able to use those to write spells? Because I don't know the specific, like copy spells in my spell book. Because I don't know
Yeah,
specific.
we got it as some cuttlefish a couple, days ago. We probably got some ink out of that too.
Let's see, because that's something odd that so I get where you're getting it from, and you're getting it from Caleb.
No, I'm getting it from just research of like, I've read like on Reddit. I've read that some people require specific like paper and ink, and some people like, yeah, you can pick it up at any fucking corner store and use that and stuff like that. I'm like, I guess it's a DM side thing.
Yeah. So it's more of the idea that so when you're trying to put spells into a spell book, the requirements are 2 hours and 50 gold pieces.
Yeah.
So regardless of how much paper you have a spell book already.
Mm-hmm.
So you will be able to write. It says the cost represents the material components you expend as you experiment with the spell to master, as well as the fine inks you need to record it. So you would need good ink, but it's not like this is just for you to practice with the spell. According to what the official thing says.
Okay.
So that is why people are like, oh yeah, it can be either any old thing, or this is you constantly writing it down, playing with it, fine tuning the spell before you can cast it properly.
Okay, got it.
That is what it is for. So that can be however. I wouldn't say that you necessarily need like super fine ink and paper for it, but like you're not gonna waste valuable money on stuff that's not going to go into your book.
Okay.
So especially since you did pick up paper and Winlet, as well as ink, I believe.
Yeah, 5 silver worth of it.
Yeah. So, I'd say that's fine, but the rest is going to the gold pieces is going to come into effect later when you actually find a spell to really work with.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. When this is like if you find a spell too. This isn't so you can
Learn it out.
Yeah, this isn't from learning as you go. So don't waste don't waste gold trying to like, oh hey, I leveled up, I get new spells. I need all this paper and ink to like learn these new spells. No, you don't need that.
Yeah.
This is just like, oh hey, I find a scroll in a lost tomb or something. I want to, or at a major city, and I want to add it into my book.
Yeah,
that's what it would be for.
Because like spell books, they have like blank pages allotted for like natural growth, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that is more along the lines of what it's for. But for like Callum's purposes, where Callum just writes letters and then tosses them in the fire, this paper would
The
be
thing-
sufficient.
Yeah, like for mine, it's not the paper; it is the ink,
Yeah.
and I had a vial of it before we started the campaign. That's about half full.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can choose whether it's fine paper or really fine ink that you want, or whatever. So, but yeah, they have paper, but it'd be more along the lines of writing letters to like loved ones. They have like, it's stationary essentially,
Yeah. Okay.
mainly for like people that are going out to sea, and that is why they have set up.
Alright, in that case, we're just going to ignore that, and we're just going to keep looking around for books and the such.
All right. Like I said, the traveling cart that, or the cart that came into the small town, has a handful of books, and some weapons that one might consider, as well as some other odds and ends. They have like some herbs, some bags, a few pouches that you could add to a belt. A component pouch doesn't have any components in it, but it could be used to hold them. A knapsack, water pouch, etc.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to go up to the cart and, like, ask if I can look at the books and just quickly read through them, see if it's anything interesting.
Okay. You walk on up to the cart, and the man greets you. Ah, well, aren't you the bright one? Well met, and good morning.
Thank you.
What can I get for you? Interested in any of my wares?
I'd just like to quickly glance at some of the books, see what's in them before I buy them.
Ah, well, we have a handful.
They're all shrink wrapped.
No, they're open. Here we have and he picks up one of the books. It's pretty thick, about like here. I'd say it's about 800 pages, give or take. But this is the a brief history of Maglada. It's a wonderful read. I appreciate any kind of history of our great country. And then he picks up another one. This one's thinner. What's this one? He opens it. Oh, well, Tusk Love. Haven't heard of it. Puts it back on the shelf.
We're moving away from Critical Role, he says.
Moving away from Critical. I like to throw it in. And then he grabs another one, and it's about the same size. This one seems to be Traveler's Guide to Arun. Huh. Interesting. Looks through it. I've picked these things up through my journey. I just figure I can sell them at some point. And he looks through. Huh. Interesting. Has a few interesting facts about the continent. Both on both sides of the countries. We've got, it seems like it's got a section for Solvarun and Maglada. Interesting. Puts it on the table. Opens up the drawers underneath the cart. I think that's it. Rest is bags and Well, any of these fine weapons that you see here?
I need 1 second. Sorry.
Definitely buy Tusk Glove. Do it.
Hang on. I don't know if I should or not.
Listen, if I can't have some of Matthew Mercer's work in my campaign, well,
You're doing things wrong.
If we get a cease and desist over fucking Tusk level, consider that a win.
yeah, right? Listen, that of all the things that I'll probably include, that's like a 1. Or that I could
2.
include. Yeah.
2, I don't. 1, I do.
Go for it.
If I may ask,
Hmm.
out of curiosity, the second book you showed me, how much is that?
Oh, this one, I'd put it at about 50 silver.
200 gold.
What'd you say, Chet?
50 silver.
Fuck! Oh!
Collector's edition.
Oh, fuck!
Signed by Matt Mercer himself.
Oh, no!
Matilda Mercuria.
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
Ooh.
I can't afford that, but that's so
You
fucking...
do layaway?
No. Please, sir, can I have a discount? I'm a little poor.
Fuck it, this is gonna be funny in the future, I'll buy it.
All right.
Sorry, what was the contents of the book again?
There's
Tusk
a
Glove.
brief
Adventurer's
history
Guide.
a brief history to Maglada. There was Tusk Glove,
Tusk Glove.
and
Please tell me,
Guide.
did you do it?
yeah, he bought
Guide to
Tusk Glove,
Iron.
Yeah.
and then Adventurer's Guide to Arun.
Your other possession. No worries. Fuck it. Manage equipment, add items, custom item, add custom item, rename.
Tusk Glove.
Can you see if they have any copies of Lusty Argonian made?
They do not.
So we start reading this book tonight down in the.
This I hope
You will
this is
have to
fun.
go to Crit Roll Stats for that one. I do not have that.
Actually, there is a Patreon that is making a comic of it.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah, those were the 3 books. Arlissa just bought Tusk Glove,
Worth 50 silver.
so the 2 books left are A Brief History of Maglada and Adventurer's Guide to Arun. Or no, A Traveler's Guide to Arun. That's what it was.
I can't believe it. Fucking.
Check crit roll spoilers.
Oh no. Ha! Yes.
If I read this, we'll get banned on Twitch.
I mean, to be
Crit Roll
fair,
got away with it.
Crit Roll got away with it. Why not?
Good.
I'll read it another time. Alright.
Upon further inspection, it's Tusk Glove 2, featuring Oscar the Half-Orc and the Busty Argonian maid. The best of both worlds.
Invested.
In my fucking equipment now, I guess.
Keep this
All
away
right.
from Voltac.
This better be fucking worth it as a laugh in the future.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Oh fuck! There was another shop with books. What there wasn't there?
No.
Didn't you say that after that there was another one that I looked at that had a few books?
There was a fish market. There was this one, the cart, and then there was the stand that the clerics had set up with paper, some but I'd say they're more like they're for the Church of the Silver Flame. They're like their version of what I guess a religious text would be, if anything.
Like a religious crash course.
Yeah,
Like the Bible. Like the Bible.
But for
dummies.
all religions.
but just for the Silver Flame.
Because like the Silver Flame is like a collective of different religious clerics.
Yes. So
Being religious for dummies.
yeah.
circles. How do they work, dude?
Yeah,
In that case, I'm just going to stay with... Who else is at the docks with me? The shops with me?
Atlas.
I'm just going to stay with Atlas and walk around.
All right. Atlas, anything you would like to purchase it?
I just
Any
came
wares that
over-
Khajiit can provide you if you have the coin?
I was just looking to see if there's any sort of potions for healing or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's a good call.
No. Surprisingly, no potions. Even at the cleric little stand, nothing really. That would be for healing. But yeah,
Anything for coal, any kind of potion of any kind.
oh no, they do not. Nobody here. The only thing being brewed here is ale.
Do they have ale?
Yeah, the bar sells ale that you can readily take. So if
I'll
you
rush
would like
over
a
to the bar.
if
Yeah,
you would
I want
if
a
you would
cask
like
of
a
ale.
cask of ale, you can get a cask of ale.
How much is a cask of ale?
It'll run you about 10 gold.
I'm buying a cask of ale.
All right.
We don't have a cart anymore. What are we going to do with that when we get on land?
What?
We were assuming it's gonna land.
I will say this.
It's gonna last
there-
to land.
I'm gonna. Is there anything that I could find that I could carry this cask of ale in?
Mm-hmm. So, funny enough, the cart does have straps that can go on the cask to make it more backpackish.
I'm gonna grab those
All right.
straps with my cask of ale.
All right. That'll run you another 25 silver.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So you get the straps for your cask of ale and your cask of ale, and you grab a copy of Tusk Love by Matilda Mercuria.
This better be a fucking...
It's a signed copy if that's of any,
Ooh.
interest to you.
Poor, I have no gold.
Yo, it's worth it.
It is worth it.
So, Yolmir, you were at the Stalwart Aegis. You rise in the morning. I assume you get yourself a good meal.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to do this morning before heading down to the docks?
Not before heading down to the docks, no.
No? Okay. So, you head down to the docks, and as you come downstairs, you see Atlas with a huge, barrel that he's taking with him out the door.
Ah, priorities.
Just nods furiously.
Smart priorities. Look, our Alyssa just bought a book. I'm buying stuff that's good. You know. Last. Very important for this trip.
Say that. Like
By
you can't
dwarven
reread
standards,
it.
it's not as good, but still.
Say that like you can't reread Tusk Love.
But yeah.
Is there any shops, anything at all that you might want to...
Not that I can think of, no.
All right.
But I guess I'll just leave with Atlas.
Yeah. Atlas makes a small stop at the cart that's within the main square, and then continues on to the ship, the Indigo Canary, where you are greeted by Jack, Woodrow. The rest of the crew is made up of the entourage of Lord Freyson. Yes.
Yes.
And Lord Freyson, and Freyson himself is already on board, having a word with Jack. I assume all of you are meeting back up on the ship at this point.
Before I get on the boat, I just kind of stand there and stare at it,
Uh
kind of mortified.
huh. Can Yelmir swim?
I don't think at any point he would have learned.
So we'll take that as a no.
Nor has he really been to any expanse. Like, sure, the fields coming down here were awkward and whatnot, but at least it was ground.
Yeah, this is not ground. This is
not ground.
this is not good for Yelmir.
Before I get on the ship, I'm gonna clap Yolmir on the back and be like, don't worry, not that bad. Don't worry, not gonna be that bad.
And then with that and thinking back to the prayer from last night, I'll hesitantly climb up the ladder, I think you said,
Yeah, it's a
to
ladder.
the top deck, and then immediately hate everything because the floor is now moving. What the fuck is this?
You kind of feel it swaying from side to side.
I hate every moment of it.
Yeah, it's you are just all wrong here. This is completely out of your comfort zone. Like before was, yeah, like you said, still ground, but
It's
you're
still
like,
ground. I've been outside before.
yeah, you're like, whatever. This is unnerving. So the rest of you gather back, or I know Voltac, Clivari, and Callum were helping get underway while... Oh, Atlas. What? You're muted.
You're muted.
For my inventory, would it be a barrel that I put in? My
Yes.
Inventory? Okay.
All I saw was you talking and not hearing
It was
anything. It was funny.
Because people have.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like that.
Yeah, so you're on the ship.
Kegger.
Yeah, you all see Atlas come up with a keg of ale on his back.
All right, so
5
who's
days.
gonna-
It's a
who's gonna-
5-day trip. 5 days.
All right,
There's
who's
gonna be
gonna
a
do
lot
the
of drinking
keg
in
down?
5 days. You don't know what's gonna happen. Plus, I could use this as a flotation device.
I don't think. Oh, actually.
Not wrong there.
Not wrong, yeah.
You could put Yelmir in that.
In case of an emergency, the keg underneath your seat can be used as a flotation device.
You're not going to see Atlas actually use the hammocks. He's just going to be sat up against his keg, like cuddling it.
Grog too.
It'll be grog, like
he straps himself to it at night just in case.
No, like holds it in the front.
Yeah.
Just, like, eating it.
Yeah, it's
You just see me lying in the hammock, just holding it like.
it's like his teddy bear.
Reinforcing his
what-
hammock for the 150-pound keg.
Just-
Wait.
Just
Watch
wait
out
till
for-
I can get that thing that Grog had that filled up his cup with it, whatever he wanted or something.
Oh, yeah, the
Fucking-
bottomless
with the
thing.
mayo and just like.
No, worse, I imagine he's got a little mini hammock strung up right next to his that he puts his keg in and tucks it in at night.
That's what the hammock is about me. Nobody took it, I just chucked the hammock the keg up in
Do
there.
you give it a little kiss goodnight?
Damn right. This will get me through the trip.
So yeah, Atlas goes down below deck with his keg of ale, and all preparations seem to be in order. Jack goes up to the. I would say this is kind of like a galleon where it has the captain's quarters on the main deck, and then it has the stairs that go up above it. And he addresses the crew. Well, I hope you've all had a wonderful time in the, most exciting town in Maglada.
I already miss it.
So, our next destination is Cloudbarrow. It'll be about a 5-day trip. I hope all of you brought your sea legs.
Nope, don't got them.
According to Woodrow here, the weather's fair for now, but it may take a turn. So, if it gets a little bumpy, remember, the ocean is all around us. Not on the deck, please. Thank you. Especially you, and he points down at Ylmir, who looks a little queasy already. So
Crew's gonna love me.
yeah, and kind of just looks back down at everybody. Well then, let's leave this tiny little town and get on our way, shall we? And
Please let's get this over.
yeah, you see as he casts a spell, and he motions his hands, and the water beneath the ship gathers around the hull and pulls it back as he backs with his own magic, backs the ship out of the dock, and then turns the ship and pushes it out to sea, and then releases the spell.
Damn, brave enough to parallel park in public.
And he calls out for the sails to be unfurled, and they all fall down. And the wind catches, and you are now setting sail on the Indigo Canary into the Sea of Serenity.
Bullshit name.
Why is it bullshit? How dare you?
We're gonna get attacked by a dragon turtle.
Listen, I specifically said no dragon turtles.
It's gonna be when I have the crew drunk too. The entire crew, everyone's gonna be drunk, and then we're gonna get attacked.
I'm not saying that there aren't dragon turtles, but I'm just saying that it's highly unlikely.
Until we roll an 8.
Yeah, until we pull a Yasha.
I'm not gonna throw a dragon turtle at you. You guys are like level 3.
Ashley,
Come on.
we're gonna pull an Ashley, and we're gonna get an ancient white dragon.
Baby dragon turtle.
Baby dragon turtle.
I
Baby
still think
dragon.
that's in the player book. Or in the monster manual.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, y'all are now out at sea, and Woodrow is at the helm, kind of keeping everything on course as you part into a strait where there's 2 islands on either side of you, and there's this mass of water that you cut through to try and get on your way to Cloudbarrow. That comes in about an hour or 2 in. So, what is everyone doing?
Clutching on to any other stable surface to try and steady myself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty up there.
Hang on, sorry. Helping out the crew in any way I can.
All right. There's not a lot that needs to be done. The crew has, under the command of Woodrow, has things pretty under control. You can tell that he and Jack have been doing this a long time, and are able to get anyone under their tutelage to run like that well-oiled machine that you see.
Is anyone in the crow's nest?
What?
Anyone in the crow's nest?
Mm-hmm.
How many? Are there multiple nests or just one? Okay. How many masts?
3.
Okay. Is there any way that I could climb up the front one and find a perch?
Yeah, and I mean, you could go up in the crow's nest too
Okay.
and join the lookout.
I'd probably just take the front, climb up the front mast.
Yeah, there's a little there's handholds so you could climb up the front mast supposedly to do like repairs and stuff.
Gotcha. I'll keep an eye out on the waters with my bow.
Okay.
No arrow knocked, but just
Yeah. Just kind of sitting up there.
strong. Yeah, strung up. Just
Okay.
In case.
Jack, where are Alista? Jack comes up to you and it's like, well, going to be quite the journey. Hopefully you and your friends are ready to help if anything gets dicey. Don't imagine it will, but I mean, supposedly Woodrow says that there are some storms brewing out in about half a day's out. So we'll see.
Well, I can't say for the lot of them, but I am more than happy to help. Said it yesterday, but it truly is nice to be back on the water.
Oh, it's always nice to be back on the water. It's freedom. In its pure state, really.
Indeed.
Voltac, what are you doing? I know you were helping out. But this would be your first time out at sea. Not your first time on a boat, but definitely out at sea.
I think I'd be talking to. You said Woodrow's the one running.
Woodrow is on the helm, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be discussing with him or someone up the chain, kind of learning as much as I can about operations, like how to do things on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've fixed and worked on them, but haven't necessarily dealt with them out at sea. So trying to understand the differences, and then trying to still get my my legs underneath me, because I know how a boat rocks, but not out at sea.
Yeah. And the Canary is a larger vessel. It's not like you haven't seen one of this size, but it is
more.
Yeah, it is.
Say more ornate.
It is definitely more ornate than you have really, other than the one ship that was in Windlet at the time.
Yeah,
like this is probably one of the more fancier ships that you've been on. The Woodrow gives you kind of a rundown of, how, and it's weird because he doesn't speak in specific nautical terms. He speaks more in the feeling of the wind and how the water, how the ship feels when he's turning it as it carves through the water. It's an odd way of putting it, but he definitely knows what he's doing. And you can tell when he like turns the ship a certain way, it almost seems to move a little faster, even though that there's no wind necessarily hitting in that direction. So Woodrow definitely knows his stuff, despite not using the proper terminology.
The proper terminology.
Yeah. speaks in lots of whooshes and waves.
I was about,
Yeah.
I was about to make that.
Think of it how like Asta from Black Clover would like describe feeling.
Like a tukan.
Yeah, it goes
Whoosh.
"Tugon," and then whoosh.
I mean, like half of the Karasuno team.
Yeah, like that too. It's just it's the feeling, not necessarily the actual term.
Also, I am gonna have to leave in a bit.
Well, we're almost done. It's like
Gotcha.
9:30. So, is there anything pressing before we call it tonight? Because we're going on 3 hours now.
Nope.
Anything?
Well, yes, but no. Mr. Dangling Plot Hook over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
We'll
mean,
leave that for the next time.
yeah. Well, if nobody else has anything to do, we'll end the session with y'all finally finally setting sail from Aragona. And we will pick back up in 2 weeks on the 21st. We will not be here for Valentine's Day. I'm so sorry. We can still be your Valentine, though, if you so wish it.
I don't want to be your Valentine.
I have a boyfriend.
Damn. I mean, our characters can be your Valentine. Yeah, if you really
He's
want
single
to.
for now.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Haru. So
Yeah, Haru,
Haru
I'm
went to
sorry
do.
to inform you, but Atlas is currently married to the Cascabel. So
I'm not officiating that.
I can. I'm an ordained minister.
please do. I would like my wedding on the ship, and I want to be up on the bow of the ship.
Jack's officiated.
I want to hear my heart will go on holding the Cascabel up on the front.
Jack's officiated many weddings from the.
And then we push Atlas off with the cask.
Mage hand just goes.
There's 3 mage hands that just kind of simultaneously push.
I think you guys are forgetting about my emergency flotation device.
That's currently full. That's currently full of ale.
But
Well, you just have to drink it to lighten it up.
yeah. We will be back 21st February with more seaworthy adventures for our crew. And yeah, I think that's it. Have a good one. Happy Valentine's Day and have a good sports ball.